to end space exploration or not. They say, ladies and gentlemen, it is the government's responsibility to answer some of the questions in economic, social, or moral questions, moral problems. Well, that's partly yes. But let's compare the benefits and compare the consequences that the government has. Well, there are horrible events happening in the status quo, such as terror and violence. But should no, thank you, ma'am. And should government spend $7.1 billion to answer such questions in economic, social, and moral problems? Can't the people be curious themselves, and can't the people answer it themselves? The government should take action on such more important issues and cut off subsidies in the field of space exploration. And they also said that because it is children's dream to go to space and to have the dream of flying in spacecrafts, it is necessary that we keep space exploration in the status quo. Well, we're not saying that children's dreams are not important. We are saying that children's dreams are important. We're saying, no, thank you, ma'am. We're saying the children's dream should be respected. But we're not saying that we should spend $7.1 billion to $1 billion to actually achieve children's dreams. Because and neither will children's dreams be destroyed, because there has been cases before of space exploration, and we think it is not enough. Moving on to the third class, ladies and gentlemen, whether it is economically harmful or not. They say, ladies and gentlemen, that there will be total loss of jobs and drastic phenomenon on the U.S. economy. Well, it is true that space exploration is a rising industry, but while cutting some funds on NASA, that does not necessarily mean that there will be suddenly a decrease of all the officials in the NASA. And because the definition that the opening government presented is space exploration within the extent of going outside the Earth. We say, ladies and gentlemen, within the orbit of Earth, such as satellites and other technologies, and officials related to other technologies will not lose job at all. And because we're spending only $1.2 billion on influenza pandemic, we could end space exploration subsidies, and we could spend the money on more important issues such as health and influenza pandemic and more urgent issues. Ladies and gentlemen, we have provided you that 1, space exploration is a complete misuse of money, and 2, that is a threat to environment, and 3, harm on the safety of the people. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get tough with these issues, and enough is enough. Thank you.
Hello, I'm the opposition side. I'm the opposition whip on the motion that this House would end space exploration. Now, as before we said, our stance is that we value the importance of scientific progress and curiosity people possess in their own daily lives. Now, before going on to summarizing the debate and why we had led a debate, I'd like to first go on with the rebuttals that of the government. Now, the government, throughout the debate, had continuing mentioned the price of this space exploration. They had stated it costs billions of dollars. Now, let me ask you this. As our previous speaker has spoken about, what is the government doing with the other budget that they possess with the taxes that other people have? I'll mention this again. Space exploration is only 0.8% of our whole $2.4 trillion budget. This is less than $1 of everyday people use. And how is this such a large sum of money that the government side is complaining about? Oh, no, thank you. And secondly, they had stated, the government had stated about how it was it should be for the general well-being. And we should not spend billions of dollars for children's dreams. But should we spend $75 billion on Bush's dreams on Iraq and the war in Iraq? What are you doing? No, thank you. What are you doing with the budget on other budgets and other money and the billions of dollars on what are you doing with it? As our previous speaker had again stated about how there's so much money going into other useless aspects of life. Yes.
It keeps on mentioning that the government is spending billions of dollars in the drug industry, like alcohol industry. I like to just mention that the people are spending billions of dollars, not the government. Thank you.
They had stated that the people is using up all the money and stuff, but the government is what they're funding in order to make these alcohol and produce these alcohols. So it is their fault for using this money on such useless products. Now I'd like to go on. No, thank you. And I'd like to go on with the summarizing. There's two teams, and the government team The government team is stating the price of this space exploration, and they had stated about it's unethical, and they had also stated its funding other uses is much better, and their extension was about environmental and seas. But then with the government case's extension, did they state any benefits for these exploration of the seas or more exploration in the earth? They had not stated a single benefit of these explorations in the seas. We had stated more than 10 examples what these NASA spin-offs do and what the space exploration bring us. And our side, the opposition case, was about the efficiency of this, which was also our extension. And we had also already stated about the benefits and the economy will falter. And this all has been proved by the opposition throughout the debate. Now, if we see this closer, the government is saying that we should not pursue the dreams of many and pursue the curiosity that many people have and pursue the goals of youngsters. How is this justified if they're using so much money on other things that are useless to our economy and to our world today? Now, to end up, we beg you to notice that our side is simply saying we should pursue on the scientific progress that we have been pursuing for so long. As past decades show, we have been achieving many things. The government side has been neglecting this, thinking that it only brings us ways to cure breast cancer. Yes.
As I mentioned before, there are some scientific backwards barriers to this project. Terrorist attacking the system.
Can you repeat?
There have been some misuse of the development of space exploration in scientific fields because some terrorists were attacking the GPS and other examples as well.
They had stated one example of how it did not help, but then we already explained how there's so many examples. Did you read the article called NASA Spinoffs? It talks about hundreds of examples and benefits that these things bring. Now we only ask you to continue and further on the space exploration because it only helps and benefits the use of humankind, and it benefits us in many ways. Now, to conclude, this House, they had stated that we should not further on and fund space exploration. But then, is this valid? Is this right? The only thing they had stated is the price of it. When it's not that full of price and expensive, according to our budgets and other uses. Now we only beg the judges to see that the closing opposition has done the better job of explaining how space exploration will do a so much better job, and ending space exploration will bring so much harm to our society.
Right.